Candace Owens dropped this trailer a couple days ago of the Erika Kirk docuseries. It's called The Bride of Charlie. I guess a play on The Bride of Chucky. If you guys ever saw like the Chucky movies. And after she dropped the trailer, there was like this swarm of people that just came in to attack. And what do you know? A lot of these accounts were saying the same words. Let me go ahead and show you. I told you they have coordinated efforts that do this on X. Check this out. It was almost as if someone put a call out. We'll get to who put that call out.
Breaking news, guys. There seems to be a well-coordinated Zionist attack against Candace Owens ahead of her expose on Erika Kirk. Matt Wallace, who has several million followers on X, says that he was offered money today to say bad things about Candace Owens, and he turned them down.
That's the big note right there. I told you guys they were paying people to smear people. They've been doing this. So when you see all these attacks come in on X, all these different accounts at the same time with the same vocabulary, it is a coordinated effort behind the scenes.
Also, Milo Yiannopoulos says that he got his hands on a list of people who have accepted money to post negative things about Candace Owens. Also, here is a short list of people I've personally noticed over the last 24 hours posting negative things about Candace.
And it's the usual suspects. Kat Tard, who I told you guys, says Candace Owens is pure evil. Natalie Jean, Candace Owens is a demon. Han Shawnity, Candace is a demon. See, they're all using the same words. Gunther Eagleman, who I told you guys is just a Trump sycophant, defends Trump as much as possible, never, ever, ever tries to hold him accountable. Gunther Eagle said, whether you are a Candace fan or not, this is evil. So they're all using the words evil or demon.
And all of them either call her a demon or evil. Also, there is a leaked Turning Point USA email chain that lays out their smear campaign and even specifies the evil and demon talking point. So the deep state appears to be going extra hard after Candace Owens. That tells you she's probably onto something, folks.
Yeah, and I'm going to show you that leaked email because before we get into what Candace said, you want to know who was behind all of this. Turning Point USA. This is Erika Kirk's organization now. This organization no longer belongs to Charlie Kirk. This is all Erika, right? Subject, urgent. Shut down Candace latest smear. Action needed tonight. This isn't journalism. It's pure evil. Demonic slander against a widow, still in mourning, dragging Charlie's name and legacy through the mud for clicks and clout. We've seen her pattern before, but this time it's personal, it's vicious, and it has to stop. Talking points to use verbatim or close variations. They even tell them what to say, folks. Candace Owens is evil, pure evil. This is demonic, straight up satanic level attack on a widow and her kids. Candace is a demon obsessed with destroying Charlie's family. How can any real Christian stay silent while she attacks Erika Kirk like this? She's not asking questions. She's conducting a witch hunt. So when they give people all these talking points, and typically they'll say, we're all going to tweet it out at this time. It creates what's called a tweet storm, which helps you break through the algorithm. And those tweets will be heavily elevated. They'll get millions and millions of views. The goal is to get the message out, not to listen to Candace. And obviously, apparently, according to Erika, she's a demon. This is coming from, what is Erika, 38 now? This is coming from a 38-year-old woman. Erika's almost 40. Goes on to say here, action items, do this now before it trends further. Quote or reply to this key post exposing the trailer and call it out using the language above. They're telling you to call out the trailer. They tell people share and quote Graham Allen's strong stand. He's leading the charge. They're telling people to tag these accounts: Cat Turd, Gunther Eagleman, Wells Jorda, Joel W. Barry, and use hashtag Stand with Erica. Boost this hard. This was allegedly leaked from Turning Point USA. This is what Erica is doing with Turning Point USA. Now, I wasn't a fan of Charlie Kirk, but if Charlie Kirk was alive, for those of you who did watch Charlie Kirk, do you think this is something he would have done? It seems childish, don't it? Now, you don't have to like the docuseries. You don't have to, of course, Erica isn't going to like it. But people say things about me that I don't like. I don't try to get people together in a tweet storm and say, call this person a demon. Pretty bad, huh? So why? Dan Bongino was also one of the ones to participate in this. By the way, he's crashing out big time. I don't know if you guys saw, Dan Bongino numbers are way, 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 way down compared to how it was before. Owen Schroeder is calling it out.
He's responding. We'll play the Candace Owens teaser at the end of this. So he's responding to the Candace Owens teaser. He has his crash out moment.
Erica didn't choose this, man. She didn't choose it.
For a second, I didn't know if he was crying or not.
Imagine sitting there in your house and you find out from Twitter or, I don't know, a text or a phone call or that your husband was just shot in the neck for the entire world to see on social media at a public event. I can't imagine that. I know you can't either. Then you got to go through this. Then you got a bunch of absolute fucking lunatics sending her emails. You did it. Comments, tweets. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Go fuck yourself. You demonic fucking scum.
There's the word demonic. Curtin said Dan Bon Jovi. Is he living on a prayer, Curtin? Is he living on a prayer? Johnny used to work on the dock. I'm sorry. I'm bad. I'm sorry. I'll stop.
For as much as I hate what just happened, I wish ill on no one, and everyone should restrain their emotions from the other side because they are not on our side. Everyone. Once you go down the road of violence, there's no turning back. There's always someone stronger than you, man. Always. There's a whole lot of people stronger than me. But I'm sorry if the language distracts from you, but I can think of no other New York way to say it than fuck you, motherfuckers. You deserve to feel the little licks of the flames of hell on every inch of your body.
Oh.
Fuck you.
Ouch.
If there's an afterlife, oh, and I believe there is. I believe in the second creation. I don't pretend to be the judge and jury, but I know you're not in it.
This part is funny.
Dan, you were at the FBI. You and a team of your colleagues could have presented a case to the American people a convincing case to the American people. You had ample opportunity to do so, that Tyler Robinson was a lone actor and killed Charlie Kirk. And you didn't do it. That's just a fact.
Yeah, that part right there. Also, Dan Bongino really didn't want to get into the Epstein files either. He told you there was nothing to see. Show's over. Nothing to see here. Right. So Dan Bongino was one of those perpetrators. Now, I think we should show you something that Candace said. And I think this is why Erika was freaking out, because Candace started to get into the family and where Erika really comes from. About a week or so ago, we did a story on the show where we got into Jack Solomon, who is also related to Erika Kirk. Jack Solomon owns casinos. He got into the Vegas scene. And then we were trying to see if this kind of leads into the story of the movie Casino, because Casino is loosely like based on, true stories here and there of the mob, like in Vegas. We were trying to see if it led down that road. Candace, I don't know if she saw that episode or not. But Candace has now gone a step further and found out some more information here about the family, because Erika is not who she says she is. Oh, Erika, honey, you know what? You should have just, I don't know, man. You probably should have had a public, nice talk with Candace instead of one behind the scenes. You probably should have stopped denying and lying, because this is not going over well.
To the contrary, Erika feels so deeply attached to her Scandinavian roots that in 2019, she moved to begin the process of obtaining her dual citizenship. She posted this herself, where she is, dual citizenship commenced. Okay. Maybe you're thinking logically, well, she loves her grandpa. I had a fantastic grandpa. I get that. I should mention she comes from a very long line of the Swedish Freemasons. She definitively was close to her grandfather. We know this because she posts about him many, many times over the years, referring to him affectionately as her morfar. Saw this over and over again. You just see posts of him on how much she loves him. She even mentioned her grandmother there. That's his wife, Elaine. And she says, she is my angel in heaven, but I usually call her Mormor. So that's her morfar and her Mormor. Show you another post, just her grandfather, where she's going to talk about reflecting upon losing him in 2016. She's posting this, and she again is going to address him as her morfar. This appears to be another wrinkle. You see, I received a flurry of emails from our fans in Sweden about this particular post, and they did not like this post. And what they told me about it, they didn't like about it, made me reconsider things. Now I'm paraphrasing, but they said, Candace, Erika is referring to her grandfather as her morfar. I was like, okay. So I looked it up. It means grandfather in Swedish. Like maybe she doesn't, but it's cute. Okay. Maybe she's not fluent, but it's cute. And then they explained it to me a little further. They said, no, Candace, the Swedish language is quite literal here. Morfar quite literally translates into mother's father. Morfar. And farfar quite literally translates into father's father. We have different words for these things.
It kind of reminds me of the masculine and feminine words in Spanish. Like when I took Spanish in school, like that was one of the things we had to learn, was that, well, this is the feminine, word for this, and this is the masculine word for that. And it was just one of those things, like when English is your first language, like we don't really think of it that way, right? But yeah. Now, I wouldn't have picked up on this, so this is important.
Have entirely different meanings. You would never call your father's mother your morfar. You would never call, that's what she's doing. She's calling him her morfar. That is Erika's farfar. If Kent is her father, her father's father is her farfar. She said, a woman emailed this, she said, no Swedish grandfather would ever allow you to refer to him as morfar if he was not actually your morfar, okay? If he was your farfar, he'd say, very cute, I'm your farfar, let's get that straight. This would be something akin to being someone's grandfather and allowing them to call you uncle. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. Words have meaning. So why is her very Swedish grandfather, so Swedish, this line of Freemasons, Masons Swedish, allowing Erika to call him my mother's father? Lori's father? No, it's not Lori's father.
Unless it is Lori's father.
What's going on here? This is an incredibly interesting wrinkle, which brings us to a point where we should introduce you to the family tree so you can just kind of see what's going on here, because this far scandal troubles me deeply. Is Erika lying?
We're going to pause it here because I do want to just hone in on this family tree for just a second. So this is what I was talking about a couple of days ago. If you look down here, here's Erika. You can see Erika is the product of Lori here and of Kent. If you follow this line all the way, you'll see there's Jack Solomon right there, who I said we believe may have been connected to the part of the true story of the movie Casino, because he got into the casino scene in Vegas, that type of thing. He had married Carla here. So there's relation there between him and Erika. He's the guy I told you that I was like, holy shit, like this guy was involved in so many things. And I said, it didn't make any sense for someone to have all these different, high positions in every single organization that you're a part of. And then also apparently was at Utah Valley University as well. Back then it was a different name. I think it was Utah State or something like that. But that was the one we were telling you about. We felt like he is really the missing piece.
Is she mistaking? Is she making a mistake at all? Or is she accidentally actually trying to tell us the truth? Let's take a look at some other interesting tidbits. On March 21st of 2019, Erika visits with Charlie. She's in Jerusalem with Charlie, what is known as Zion's Gate in Jerusalem. She posts a picture with a pretty curious caption. It reads in part, meet Darla, a Romanian Jew that now calls Israel home. She was sitting by my family's dedication sign for restoring the Zion Gate in Jerusalem.
Erika's Instagram is going to get her in a lot. Like a lot of these things that we've gone through, they're coming from the Instagram. Same thing about the relationship that she had with Jillian, who was 15 years old. And I told you guys, no 25-year-old should have that type of relationship or any relationship with a 15-year-old. It didn't make any sense. But a lot of this stuff is coming from like her Instagram.
Oh. What? Why is Erika describing the Zion's Gate as her family's dedication? Speaking of which, why does her one-time roommate, Nicole Rothstein, allege that half of their family, referring to her and Erika's family, is Jewish? Doesn't make sense. She also claimed that after Charlie's assassination, that Erika, she was online going back and forth with people, that Erika was her best friend and her cousin. Nicole Rothstein said this. Now, I want to be clear, the Rothstein family, the Zion's Gate is their dedication. Nicole wouldn't be lying if she posted that it was her family's dedication, but Erika? Also, how did Erika and Nicole Rothstein get so close? Remember, Erika presents that she was raised by a single mother on the Lebanese side. If Erika is telling the truth about her paternity, then Nicole Rothstein, I want you to understand who this would be to her. Nicole Rothstein, it's going to sound ridiculous, but this is the reality if Erika's telling the truth. Nicole Rothstein would be Erika's father's sister's husband's previous wife's daughter's daughter. In other words, zero blood relation, not even kind of related, kind of crazy. You would even call each other cousins. People do that. It's cool with my cousins, my cousin. Okay, cool. Erika goes a little further though. Erika also posted a lovely tribute to Alan Rothstein, Nicole's father, online. She calls him uncle. Uncle? Whoa. If Erika's telling the truth about who her parents are, to Erika, that would be her father's sister's husband's previous wife's daughter's husband. Suffice it to say, again, absolutely zero blood relation, yet Erika is extraordinarily close to him as well. Now, we can show you on the family chart just how removed this is. It's insane. Okay, but we actually couldn't even fit it. It's so far removed.
See? So here's Nicole Rothstein all the way over here. And she is the daughter of Diana Solomon and Alan Rothstein. Then Ken, here's Jack Solomon once again. But I think one of the big things to take away from, I question a lot of things because I wonder if even the story that Erika presented about being raised by a single mom, I question that too. I wonder, how do we know if that was the case? Not saying it's a bad thing, good thing. I'm just saying, like, how do we know? Because we've seen a lot of things that Erika said that turned out not to be true about her past. And it's almost as if someone gave her a script. Actually, it's almost as if someone put like a chip in her back or something and said, "Doot, doot, 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 doot. You are programmed now. This is your life now. You are a beauty queen. You are this person now." Because when you look back and you see how much she talked about she loved playing basketball, when you see just how happy she was in the Amazing Race audition video with JT, and how happy she seemed to be with the Cabot Phillips guy or whatever, that looks like a completely different person. But I believe that's who she is. I don't believe she is that trad wife person that, was married to Charlie Kirk, that was a part of Turning Point USA. That's the part to me that I feel is a lie. Does that make sense? It seems forced. I don't know. I got questions.
So you got her aunt, Carla, is married to a guy named Jack, but Jack was also previously married to somebody else, which you see there named Edna. And this is Edna and Jack's line. This has nothing to do with Erika Franzwe. Again, how did she get so close to these people? Why is she referring to them as her family and declaring that Zion's Gate, which is actually their family's dedication, which has nothing to do with her aunt Carla? Why is she saying that that's her family's dedication? That makes no sense. I'm struck by this. We could imagine how it could make sense. Now, again, we're imagining here. We're trying to make sense of the things that Erika is saying. I could imagine a very easy way it could actually make sense. Her closeness to the Rothsteins, her dedication to Jerusalem, if and only if we take Erika literally when she says Morfar. Let's assume that Grandpa Carl is indeed her mother's father. That would mean, well, obviously, Lori's wouldn't be her mother. It would also mean that Kent, just by nature of him being a man, is not her father. We're looking for her mother's father. So we have to start looking at Kent's siblings that are females. That would give us only 3 options. We can bring this back up. One of Kent's sisters would be my first pick. Again, we're in conspiracy land here, but I'd go with Carla because she's married to Jack Solomon, and that is Jack Solomon's dedication. Carla wasn't even married to Jack until 2002. She just jumped in and was like, "This is my whole family and my family's dedication." No, but if Carla, her mother's father, if her mother was Carla, actually it would all make sense.
And we may never know, right? But I will say this. I always question, I told you guys, like, none of this story never made any sense to me about Erika. It seemed as though she was programmed in some way or form to become like, okay, now you are going to become the traditional wife of Charlie Kirk, and you are going to have that image for that brand. And this is what and who you're going to be. Another thing that I've been noticing, information gets scrubbed. The person who was helping me in the background, we were trying to find things. It's like 1 minute it's there, the next thing you know, it's gone. So it seems like there's something there that they could possibly be trying to hide. But nobody would even go down this road if Erika would have just told the truth. And now something even weird is happening. Even weirder, I would say, is happening, right? Why is MS Now, formerly MSNBC, why are they defending Erika Kirk? They hated the Kirks. They hated Turning Point USA, all these things. Remember, they're left leaning. They used to speak badly about this all the time. Here they come again, as if this is what they are talking about on MS Now. They're coming in trying to defend Erika Kirk.
Pictures within the MAGA coalition are on full display, with right-wing influencer Candace Owens at the center of it. Owens is facing major backlash over her new online series. It's about Turning Point USA CEO Erika Kirk, the wife of late conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
Nobody knows why she's out there in a glittering pantsuit in a recreated tent that her husband tragically was murdered in, throwing merch out.
Everyone grieves differently, so if someone's acting weird, don't.
Hold up. You know what this just reminded me of? When she was throwing that merch, and I did not notice it before. Right here, that reminds me when Donald Trump was throwing those paper towels to people in Puerto Rico. That's what it reminds me of.
Merch out.
Everyone grieves differently, so if someone's acting weird, don't read into that.
And there she was on set with me now, senior reporter Brandy Zadrozny. I remember when you were doing those live shots. But listen, Owens launches this one day after Erika Kirk was at the State of the Union. She was the president's guest, so I wonder what the reaction's been like.
You know, there are two. MAGA is no longer a cohesive political movement anymore. And there are, I like to think of them as the far right and the far out. And so you have this large collection of really far out people who traffic in conspiracy theories, who believe in sort of nothing, who, think that the Epstein files is now proof point of what people like Alex Jones have been saying forever, that there's really a secret Jewish cabal of millionaires, controlling everything, and just sort of live in this fact-free fantasy land. And Candace Owens is the queen bee of this land right now. And, it almost seems like, well, should we really pay attention to what, a YouTuber Candace Owens says? But she really does have the attention and the imagination of a large wing of the MAGA movement. And what she's saying about Erika Kirk is really disgusting. It's all of these innuendos and suggestions that she said the other day that Erika Kirk should be dragged in front, dragged to the police station. And so, no matter your politics, I think that, again, the shared sense of reality is also a shared sense of empathy. We can all see Erika Kirk and we can say, I may not have agreed with Charlie Kirk's politics, but he shouldn't have been murdered. And his wife.
You see the performance that she put on right here? As soon as they called her name, it was like, cue scene. Strike the pose. Some of you remember Madonna. Remember? Strike the pose. Come on, Vogue. Scene.
Certainly shouldn't be harassed now by these crazy right wingers.
And his kids shouldn't have been left without a father. So let me ask you about whether this is emblematic of a larger rift that's growing between MAGA, as you call them, the far right, and those far out folks.
It definitely is. It's really difficult right now for a lot of the people in MAGA land who were really the intellectual, giants within MAGA land, like Charlie Kirk, people like Ben Shapiro, who are now having to accept the fact that, Charlie Kirk hired Candace Owens. Ben Shapiro hired Candace Owens for the Daily Wire. These are people who have elevated her to where she is.
They really running defense to Ben Shapiro now. You guys see what's going on? Right. It's they got some marching orders. You guys got to come in and defend Erika Kirk. So this isn't just a Twitter thing. The message went out to all of media that you guys need to come in and defend Erika Kirk. I kid you not.
MAGA has grown on the backs of conspiracy theories. Think about, the election loss. Think about Pizzagate and all WikiLeaks emails. Stuff like that really was the engine for a lot of the conspiracy theories that drove the MAGA movement. And now certain people in the MAGA movement are saying, whoa, whoa, whoa. Not those. This is off limits. Unfortunately, when you open a box like that, it's really hard to put it back inside.
Pandora's. Okay. Brandy Zadrozny.
Too hard to put it back inside. Well, I would say, some of this stuff about Erika, we did have to kind of dig kind of deep for, but some of these things have been just hidden in plain sight where it just was kind of there. People just weren't paying attention to it. And Candace is now going down that lane where she's looking deeper into, the family because I guess, she realized that Erika is not who she said she was, and that Erika has been caught intentionally lying. And just seems like to me, Erika mainly was playing a role. That's why I said, you guys notice you saw when she was there at the State of the Union address, the moment they said her name, she was like, oh. Yeah. Very strange times, ladies and gents, very strange times. But if you are not on X, now you know how those tweet storms work. So when you see things trending and you get so many people to tweet the same thing at the same time, that's how that works. Hey guys, this was a Sabby clip. If you like what you saw, hit that like button and subscribe.